oh my gosh, when was the happiest moment of your life? When I wasn't on birth control. Welcome back to my channel. It's your favorite girl, Imani Bailey, and today I'm going to be, spilling my tea like I always do. Today is going to be the truth about birth control. I do have to have a little disclaimer in front of this video because some of y'all just take it and run with it, okay? I can only talk about the birth controls that I have tried, and as well, not every birth control reacts the same way to what's good for my body, what might not be what's good for your body, so whatever, so forth. But I'm just saying, like, generally speaking, what they don't really tell you about birth control, like, whoo, child, let's just get right into it. So, look, I have my sunglasses on, so if you see, like, child, if you see that little thing, it's a little hot outside, y'all know. So with this being said, I have tried 3 birth controls in my lifetime. I have had the NuvaRing was the first birth control that I had, and the second was the Nexplanon implant in your arm, and then the third is the birth control pill. Now I am at wit's end, and your girl is just as tired as Kelly Price, but that's neither here nor there. Now, certain things that they do not talk to you about birth control, like this is how I explain birth control to some of my friends, and when you start thinking about it in this logical sense, it starts to all come together, okay? Now, first things first, put it like this is how I put it in simple terms. So the woman's body is supposed to ovulate, it's supposed to drop an egg, it's supposed to menstruate. That's, that's just the line of it. This. We are taking something, or you or whoever, when you take birth control, essentially you are taking something that prevents what's supposed to naturally occur in your body. And just like the laws of gravity, not the laws of gravity, just like the laws of physics, every action has a reaction. So because essentially if you take birth control, you're taking something to not postpone, but you're taking something to stop the natural flow of your body. There's always going to be side effects to that. You can't just naturally stop something that's supposed to occur and think that, there's no type of replications, implications, like there's no type of nothing that goes along with it. And when you start thinking about it like that, it all starts to it's not just I'm taking a pill that's gonna make me not be pregnant. No, not really, sis. You're really taking a pill that pumps type of hormones into your body to prevent something from happening that's supposed to happen, to yes, prevent you from maybe becoming pregnant, and yes, maybe regulating your cycle and helping your cramps and whatnot. However, there's still side effects to that. I don't know if this is something that actually it is something that has not been told to some of y'all, but birth control is not just to prevent pregnancy, actually. Yeah. So let's go on a little trip down memory lane. When I first started birth control was because of cramps. It wasn't actually because I wasn't even sexually active at the time, and I had the NuvaRing. Now we all know the NuvaRing has been recalled, and actually a lot of these birth control companies have had countless countersuits, suings, and have been recalled countless many of times. But yet we still use them. So yes, I use the NuvaRing, and the NuvaRing is like a little ring that kind of looks like a ponytail holder. You put it in for 3 weeks, take it out for 1. I'm gonna go like with the pros and cons of each birth control that I have used, just in case you're watching this video for that as well. So the pros to the NuvaRing I had was actually, it was pretty easy to remember. It was easier than remembering to take a pill every day. It was kind of like I just put this in my vagina for 3 weeks and I take it out for a week. And if I wanted to skip a period, I can actually just take out my 3-week one and it just insert a new one to skip a period. A lot of people are like, ew, why would you put something in your vagina and you don't feel it? Actually, no, I mean, you put tampons in your vagina, do you not? Like, you do not feel it at all. It literally is so small. It's kind of like a hair tie. I wish I had a hair tie. I'm looking on my desk. It's kind of like a hair tie, and once you like scrunch it, you put it in your vagina and it takes the shape. You don't really feel it at all. So that was the pro of the NuvaRing. It was really hassle-free. I didn't have to worry about another thing. Now with the NuvaRing, I used it for a couple of years. It lasted me throughout high school, all throughout high school, up until I want to say my senior year, when my insurance stopped covering NuvaRing. However, that's another talk for another video. And I started to notice that my blood was clotting I started getting really blood clots, and my period was never heavy before. However, my period started to become a little heavier, and it was starting to be clotty. So it got to the point, yeah, if you're watching this birth control video, like, we're getting personal, like, I'm sorry. It got to the point to where I would pee and my blood was like literally clotted, like it would come out in clumps. And I was not used to this. This was really odd. I started doing research on it, and I like to read the fine print of things. So other than that, I did not have any other side effects. I did not have any weight gain. I did not have any increase in appetite. I did not have any other problems with the NuvaRing other than the clotty blood. And then my other problem I had, I started to get yeast infections a lot, you all. And I'm probably going to do a vaginal health video because there's a lot of people that don't talk about these things, but I started to get yeast infections a lot, and I couldn't figure out, I couldn't put my finger on it. Why was I getting so many yeast infections? Like, what was going on? I thought something was wrong with me. I thought it was dirty. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And it turns out it was the damn NuvaRing. Like, yeah, so vaginal infections are actually a side effect to birth control. Number 2, that's what they don't tell you. Vaginal infections are a side effect. Now, it is within the fine print, like all the way down at the bottom, like literally weight gain, hair, everything comes first, and then you see vaginal infections all the way down. So if you're experiencing a lot of vaginal infections, yeast infections, UTIs, and bacterial vaginosis / vaginitis, it might be because of your birth control. You're not dirty, sis. It might be because of your birth control, and you're not alone. So once I stopped using the NuvaRing and I went off to college, I got my next birth control, which was the Nexplanon. It was a Nexplanon, I'm sorry. Implanon and Nexplanon, 2 different things. But it was the Nexplanon, the one with the N. And they put it in my arm. That's the one that lasts for 3 years, and they put it in the inside of your arm. So I got that, and I went off to college, because y'all know I went to Valdosta. So actually, the first year that I got that, I experienced, at first I thought it was just because of Valdosta, but I started reading a lot of reviews online. I was very depressed. My emotions were all over the place. And it got to the point, my roommate and I, we got it the same summer. And she was always talking about how she was so depressed and she just didn't know why. And I was just like, girl, you just need Jesus. You need Jesus, that's why. It got to the point where it's like I couldn't control my emotions. Like, I felt like I was out of touch with myself, and I felt like I was going crazy. Like, we hear it all the time, like, oh, you just blame your birth control on it. But in reality, like, no, it literally was the birth control. Like, I would go out on tangents, like crying tangents. Like, I would have really high highs and super low lows. Like, it was really bad. I was so depressed. I was losing weight to the fact that I was depressed. And I was in Valdosta, but I was losing weight with that birth control method. So that's another thing they don't tell you about birth control, is that your mood, it's not just mood swings. It can get to the point where you can have suicidal thoughts. You can be very depressed. What the government is putting in, what type of crap they're giving to us. So, you know, because when you think about it, if you want to control the population, all you have to do is control what the females are doing. Not making this a conspiracy video or anything, but just saying. Now, the second year of me being on the Implanon, honestly, like I said, I lost a ton of weight the first year. The second year, I really didn't have any other moods, any problems. It took my body like a good 7 months to get used to it, to where my mood and me being depressed was starting to get better. So once my body got acclimated to what the heck a foreign object that was in it, I started to be okay. Now the third year hits, mind you, it is a 3-year thing. So once the last year hits, the first part of the last year is fine. Now we're getting to the home stretch of the 6 months you know, that I have left with this birth control. My period starts to get super heavy. I mean, out of nowhere, you all. Like, very heavy. Just god awful heavy. I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So it got like that really bad, and it started clotting even worse. And then I started getting more vaginal infections. So at this point in my life, I stopped getting yeast infections back when I had the NuvaRing. However, I started introduced a new infection that I would get, and it was bacterial vaginosis, which is BV. And like I said, I'll probably be doing a video on this because that's this whole separate topic. But yes, birth control could cause you to get BV along with mood swings. I changed birth control methods to the pill, which is, i.e., one of the worst possible mistakes I've probably ever made in my life, because I absolutely hate it. It's horrible. Another thing, your hair, if your hair is falling out, that could have to do with your birth control. If your hair is falling out of nowhere and it's self-explanatory, like you don't know what's going on, you're taking care of your hair, you're taking your vitamins, like, and there's no possible thing you can rule out, it can be because of your birth control. Now, birth control, it is in the fine print. You can experience hair loss from taking it. Now, they always rule out the possibility of an increase in cancer, which I feel like is a complete lie. There are a lot of publications and articles out there that say, you know, birth control is actually kind of a causation thing, that it kind of goes hand in hand with some types of cancers, but then they love to rule out that no, it does not this type of cancer. So yes, a whopping birth control. Now, like I said, I'm not a medical MD. However, there are a lot of things online that you can read and research that birth control could lead to various types of cancers. Like I said, we're taking something to prevent something that's supposed to happen. So why wouldn't there be implications? Increased risk of certain type of cancers. Here we are with number 3. That's what they don't tell you about birth control. And they also put in my pill pack that, oh, don't forget to keep checking your breast every month for a lump that could be there. Oh, Chile, I know. It also lowers your testosterone levels. So essentially, there can be some birth controls have both proestrogen and estrogen, which we already have in our female body, estrogen. However, when you increase taking more estrogen, it decreases your testosterone. So females do have testosterone. We don't have the same amount as testosterone men, of course, but we do have testosterone, and testosterone is linked to our libido, which is our sexual drive. So if you are taking birth control and you feel like you have no sexual desire whatsoever, that's probably the reason why, to be honest, sis, it lowers your testosterone levels. Now, if you do more extensive research, everyone talks about weight gain with birth control. And it's so crazy that the birth control companies always say that it does not link to weight gain. Our pill does not directly link to weight gain. What are you talking about? And that's true. The birth control does not directly link to weight gain. It's not like if you take birth control, you're going to get fat or you're going to lose weight. It's the things that actually the pill causes and you gain weight from it, if that makes sense. So legally they're able to say, oh, our pill doesn't cause weight gain, because it doesn't. However, our pill does cause an increase in appetite, which causes you to gain weight. Because if you're hungry all the time, you're gonna probably eat all the time. If you don't eat so much, you know, healthy things, you're gonna eat the same things that you used to eat, and that makes you gain weight. So yes, that's true. It can cause an increase in appetite, which is linked to weight gain. It can also cause a decrease in appetite depending on who you are, which linked to weight loss if you're not eating. Now, me being on the pill, I do have an increase in appetite. I'm hungry all the time. I will eat and an hour later I am still hungry. I have to weigh myself every day. It's actually a sad life to live. However, if you are taking birth control, please keep in mind you are not going crazy. If you're hungry all the time, it could be because of your birth control. Nutrition depletion. Now that's one that you don't hear a lot. Your birth control can be causing nutrition depletion. I'm gonna read. Birth control depletes the body of vitamins and minerals. So if you are on birth control and you're you know, experiencing, no matter what type of birth control, oh, I feel horrible, oh, I feel tired all the time, oh, I don't know why. Y'all, my ponytail is just, come on now. Like, it's just ugly. Like, no one wants to see this. Yeah, it could be because, you know, birth control is depleting your nutrients. You need to make sure you're taking vitamins, please, you all. And I fall victim to this. Sometimes I do not always take my vitamins. However, if you're taking birth control and you're not taking vitamins and it's already depleting your nutrients, honestly, you're getting a lot less. You're getting down, sis. And that actually could be why, you know, you're feeling that way. Now, getting off the pill, that's what they do not talk about. Another thing they don't talk about is getting off of birth control, whether it's the pill, whether it's IUD, whether it's the implant. There was a period of time where I was not on birth control, and when I said my body just did not know how to handle itself, it was like, whoa, what's going on? Because my body was so used to the type of chemicals or hormones that I was pumping into it that it didn't have that anymore. And it was kind of like a whoa. So your body can go out of whack after you stop taking your birth control pills. And that happened to me. I'm not saying it happened to everybody, but it did happen to me. My body was just like, whoa, what's going on? We don't know what's going on. But after a while, I started to level out, and I literally felt so free. I was so happy. I was fine. You know, I was honestly the happiest place in my life when I was not on birth control. So yeah, post-birth control syndrome. Look it up. It's a thing. Don't let these doctors fool y'all. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's a little different than what I usually do, so please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment anything that you've experienced on your birth control and what birth control you were on to help another sister out. Like, you never know. But like I said before, I'm not a medical doctor. My body's not the same as your body. However, I'm going to end it like this. You know, some doctors and some companies will tell y'all certain things. However, at the end of the day, birth control is consuming something to make something naturally occur from something that's naturally supposed to occur. Stop. Every action has a reaction at the end of the day. And I don't need a medical license to tell y'all that. So those are some interesting things that they do not tell you about birth control. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I love you guys so much. And like I always say, stay true to yourselves. Bye.